yesterday. We had the two quarterbacks. One wasn't born when the other was winning Super Bowl. That's Tom Brady. That's Brock Purdy. Here we go. Early on, sometimes these moments, Dan, change everything. It looks like Brady and Mike Evans have a 68-yard touchdown, but
the left tackle has been an issue all year for Tampa Bay. Donovan Smith is going to get called for holding. It's absolutely the correct call. This connection between Brady and Evans has been missing all season long. They finally hit. It comes all the way back for the holding.
It's a blown opportunity, and they wouldn't have many. Here's Brock Purdy.
This stood out yesterday, just his intangibles, the ability to react to things, allow his feet to be part of the play, walk-in touchdown.
14-0, and he's not done. Purdy, Christian McCaffrey, the Niners in a rout.
Flip McCaffrey and Kittle. Kittle's in the backfield. McCaffrey out as the wide receiver versus a backer. Touchdown on the go shot.
That's Purdy's mom and dad. They can't believe it. Meanwhile, the one bad moment, and I mean bad, for San Francisco, RC. Down goes Debo, and he would not get back up.
Yes, this is a very scary tackle. You see Debo fumble the ball, grasp his leg. It was also terrible to see him getting carted off, but it seems like he's going to be at least a little better than it initially seemed.
The initial reports, high ankle sprain, which is serious, but perhaps not out for the playoffs. We'll see where that goes. In the meantime, Tom Brady, Dan, just needs someone to yell at.
Himself.
Bang! You get it right there. That's me when my kids don't do what I want them to do. But just, again, the connection hasn't been on all year.
He's just been yelling at everybody. And then here's Brandon Ayuk, and now it's 28-0 49ers at halftime.
Bang, bang,
Third quarter, more of the same. Brady under pressure, throws one of his two interceptions.
And this is what the 49ers defense does so well. They pass things off, they communicate, that rush is tied to coverage, and they hunt the football. Brady trying to force something into coverage there. The 49ers gladly take it away.
35-7 the final, but don't be fooled. It wasn't nearly that close. And afterwards, I got Brady looking for someone to yell at. Here are the QBs when it was done.
For me, I just kept telling myself, dude, this thing ain't over with that guy on the other side of the field. You know, I just wanted to keep putting up points on the board, knowing, you know, this dude's made all these crazy comebacks in his career. So I didn't want that to happen in my first game, you know, as a starter.
They kicked our ass. It's the reality of this sport. And every time you take the field, you have the opportunity to get your ass kicked or to kick ass. And obviously we're on the wrong end of it today.
I think we all knew who was kicking and who was getting kicked in this one. Rex, I mean, there was that's the big game in the afternoon yesterday. Everyone's counting on, get the Bucs out. Let's just get them out. Let someone else beat them in that division. Let someone who wants to show up and play and at least look like they're playing with some spirit come and play in the playoffs this year, because the Buccaneers look finished and they look like they don't even care.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, they look old and slow, like I've said the entire season.
Yep.
And I'm not talking about the quarterback. I'm talking about everybody on that team. And so to me, look, there's no explosiveness. Nobody can get any kind of separation. Brady's like, what the heck over there? They can't block anybody. Their defense overrated. It's ugly. And please, I mean, yeah, as much as we love Tom Brady, I don't need to see him on national TV again. Like that's one of them deals.
Not with
you
that
know what I
team.
mean?
Not
with that team. Go somewhere else. That team stinks.
He wants all of Tom Brady's games to be streamed.
I don't want to see him.
He doesn't want any TV, TV time.
I mean, how many times this season can we say, oh, but they're still in the division. Oh, but this might still happen. They're terrible. I mean, they're just terrible.
Well, I think we're all like Brock Purdy, though. We're conditioned to think that a Tom Brady team always has a chance. But the truth is, a Tom Brady team lost to P.J. Walker by 18 points. And now a Tom Brady team has lost to Brock Purdy by 28 points. When you look at overall who the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are, they are a team that can sometimes look uninspired. They are a team that can't protect up front. They are a team that doesn't have a quarterback who has a great connection with his best wide receivers. But this is not just a Tom Brady problem. This is not just an everybody else problem. This is an organizational issue. And this organization is not put in a place to succeed right now. And we have to finally concede that Tom Brady is not the fix-all. Tom Brady cannot change what's going on in Tampa Bay. And when you see what happens against the San Francisco 49ers, the first thing I think is, this is a great dang story. This is going to be amazing. Here's why. Because Brock Purdy is going to do something with the San Francisco 49ers that we haven't seen done since Tom Brady did it in his second year in the league. And his first start is going to be against Tom Brady, and he pounced him. I can hear Greeny now. This is a great story. Brock Purdy comes in, and he's Purdy clean. And as he's being Purdy clean, we see that Tom Brady is dirty. And it's going to be all these things that he's going to tell. Because the true story is, as much as we want to talk about Tom Brady, is that the San Francisco 49ers can still win a championship with this quarterback.
I agree.
And I whispered to myself in my room last night, I might like him more than I like Jimmy G.
Brock Purdy. Right now, you like them better with what you saw yesterday. You said it last week, and I made fun of you both here and when you were in the same room. But
behind his back.
yesterday, he looked. I mean, yesterday you looked smart because he looked awfully good.
Yeah, I mean that's the best their offense in San Francisco has looked all year. And the thing that stands out about Brock Purdy is he knows what he's looking at. He knows what he's supposed to look at and why. And that allows him to, the moment didn't seem too big. He was very clear with his decision making. I thought the athleticism was on display. I mean, it's just fantastic of his ability to hold that linebacker, get you to straighten up, and then open up the curl backside. Just his understanding of, as long as I peek to the right, that backer is going to straighten up to make that hole just a little bit bigger for me. His awareness of knowing that stuff. This is on first down. You get that. Watch him control line of scrimmage. Like, no, receiver gets set. Now, McLeod, you get set. Controlling the line of scrimmage. So many young players, what do we see? False start or
delays the game.
Right, something in that. He knows exactly how to handle that stuff, and it equals a touchdown. How often have we seen young players mistake that moment? So I just think the movement showed up as well for their offense. He's more athletic than Jimmy Garoppolo, and that allows this offense to be a little bit more not so dependent on having to be on time and or perfect.
You talk about that movement, just the pocket movement.
Yeah,
his little movements, subtle movements in the pocket right there. It's a veteran quarterback. That's what it looks like. And the fact he's a rookie blows me away. He blew me away last week. He blew me away again this week.
Well, you see the question on the screen. What is their potential? Because bear in mind, this is not a rookie who is stepping into a situation where he has any margin for error. The question is really simple. Can this team win the Super Bowl? That's the goal. They're clearly good enough everywhere else. Can this team win a Super Bowl with Mr. Irrelevant as their quarterback?
This team is more relevant now that Mr. Irrelevant is the quarterback. And I love Jimmy G, but we talked the entire season. The reason you go out and get Christian McCaffrey, who goes absolutely nuts yesterday, is to take pressure off of Jimmy Garoppolo. Well, now that Jimmy Garoppolo's out, those same precedents are set, and it works for Brock Purdy. And now you add an element of athleticism. You add an element of toughness, and he's doing the same things progression-wise. He's putting the football where he needs it to be, and you're getting some of those plays above the X's and O's that you weren't before.
I totally agree, Arsenio. I would say two things. Number one, they can if Debo comes back. And that injury is a real thing, and hopefully for him and for this football team and for us as fans, he's back for the playoffs. I think the thing that stands out the most, why the answer is yes, they can win a Super Bowl with Brock Purdy, is this offense is complicated. They're moving people all over the place, all over the time. You know, McCaffrey's here one play, Kittle's there one play. His ability to understand all that stuff, and not only understand it, but then go operate it.
How much of that is how much football he played in college, though, Dan?
Totally. I mean, he's got 4-year starter at Iowa State. He's seen thousands of reps. So his ability to handle those moments and handle all the verbiage and the personnel. Because what do we know about Kyle? Kyle is as creative as he can be. But you have to have a quarterback that allows you to be that creative. And I think Brock Purdy is showing that he is that.
Yeah, and the reason they have a chance to win the Super Bowl has nothing to do with their offense. It's they have the best defense in the National Football League.
That's totally true.
Yeah. So, which they've had. So the answer to the question, can this team with Brock Purdy, I'll say it again, he's a 22-year-old rookie who was the last pick in the NFL draft this past year. They tried with Trey Lance, he got hurt. They tried with Jimmy Garoppolo, he got hurt. Can this team, with its third option at quarterback, win the championship this season?
Yes. Yes, they can. But it's because, he'll do a good job as quarterback or whatever, but it's their defense. Their defense is going to keep you. Look, I won a Super Bowl, with a team that, wasn't that great on offense. So, yes, I'm telling you, this defense is playing that good.
Sample size is really small. He's the most impressive quarterback they've had this season. Period. Of the three guys that have started, he's the most impressive.
And who's the team that you feel a lot more confident in as a football team in the NFC over them? Philadelphia.
The Eagles.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
And that's a real thing. That's a real thing.
Or maybe the Dallas Cowboys. We're going to talk about them as we continue. Got to get to the teams in the NFC East. Dak leading the Cowboys back, but how did the Texans expose big problems in Big D? Are the Cowboys overrated? Plus, Buffalo's defense gives Mike White a beating, but the Bills' offense not exactly clicking, and Josh Allen called out for it after the game.